Joined via Zoom. Thank you for registering on Zoom. If you're here just on Facebook watching, hi, Facebook people. I was gonna also show this on YouTube, but I'm not that tech savvy right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna introduce our folks here. Um, First off, Patrick, say hello, Patrick.
Hello, how you guys doing?
This is Patrick Russell. He is my business partner, and he's the contractor type. He brings a contractor forward perspective to the group here, and here for all the installers. And he has really a lot of experience in residential and commercial lighting, operations, equipment, labor structure, building teams, things like that. And so he's the guy that can have like the real world way to get things done and show you guys about that. And he's the brain, the main brain of Red Sleigh Workshop in the operations side, and a phenomenal trainer and great at everything he does. So anyway, that's Patrick Russell, co-founder of Red Sleigh Workshop. And then we have Heather.
Hi.
Heather, I want to say your last name Lundervold. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Because
that's correct.
okay, I thought I was
Mhm.
going to just kill it there. All right. So Heather
Yeah.
Lundervold, she's the CEO of Christmas Design Institute, and she's a creator of an amazing program that's going to be live at Trans World, Make Six Figures in 6 weeks. And, one of the most influential framework in our industry about how to make money with the interior design for Christmas. And she's trained many people how to have a high profit business in the interior Christmas industry, whether it's business structure, pricing, design, all of that. And so she knows how to hustle in the industry for sure. And she'll bring you that level of clarity that you're looking for in strategy that, we desperately need being Christmas installers or Christmas lighting guys. If there's anyone who's an installer in here, like, when it comes to interior, it's like, what do I do? Right.
100%.
Yeah. What do we do? Right. What do we do with the interior stuff? Do we pass it off? Do we take it on? Like, that's always the question. But I'm so excited to have Heather here tonight. And then if you want to say anything, introduce yourselves a little bit more, you can. But that's my introduction for you guys. No? Maybe we're frozen.
Start. Well, basically, I think you guys you started in residential. Our brains are, we need to put lights on stuff. Learned in this last year that I didn't even know how to put bows as far as decorating trees. Before it was, I would just throw ornaments on and hope to not put too many in a certain spot or something like, so but from the residential installer side, yeah, we have no clue. I mean, 75% of us, when we get asked to come give a quote for interior, we have no idea what we're doing. And so that's why we're happy to have you on, Heather, to kind of share some of your knowledge and, when you got started and how you got started and kind of what do you do, your business, and then, yeah, what you're going to be doing at Transworld.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thanks for having me. So my name is Heather Lundervold, and my company is Christmas Design Institute, and I also own Elves to the Rescue, and that's my installation company. And I've been working in this space for 25 years.
Wow.
So I definitely know what I'm doing. I've made all the mistakes and, well, hopefully not, more mistakes to come, but I mean, I've definitely
Yeah.
been down those roads. And that's the whole point of this, right? So that everyone else doesn't have to make these mistakes, and there's a hand-holding process, and it's a little bit scary, but on the other side of the token, there's a lot of money to be made. And
Right.
so I have also realized I have not offered exterior decor, and I've also missed out on a big piece of the pie by not partnering with other people and bringing these things together, because we have the same client. And so when you go to these jobs and you're putting a bid in, and if you can facilitate the entire job, then, you can sub it out, you can make a lot of money. So I get into those things. But how I got started was I owned a flower shop for 10 years and I didn't know how to decorate. I had no clue what I was even doing. And the neighbor was a pool store and they were in the luxury space and holiday decorating, and they were going to quit. So the designer came over and she said, "Hey, do you want our clients?" And I was like, "What? I have no idea." I guess, sure, why not, right? Let's do it. And 25 years later, here we are. And so that year, I was so blessed that we were featured in the Phoenix Home and Gardens magazine. So
Wow.
to this day, I mean, I make well over six figures in 6 weeks. We just got done with our season. Well, we still have a couple more installs left, but I mean, primarily it's literally like November.
Right.
And so some things happen in December as well. But you are at the house, maybe a residential or a hotel or, whatever job you're at. If you bring this on, you can literally scale your business to so much more money.
Yeah. I mean, we did the Marriott out in Marco Island this year, and it was wild. Just, all the little stuff that I wouldn't have thought of, so working with Stacey and then, getting to know you with some of our meetings and stuff like that, it's definitely opened my eyes. Stacey, how we doing? I see you're back.
I'm back. I was lost for a second. Now I'm
Yeah.
back.
So
So yeah, so I have some questions for Heather. I mean, thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing how you got into the industry. Just for our people who are watching here, just real quick, we're going to talk about what's happening coming up. So we have some things coming up. First off, with Red Sleigh Workshop, we're going to be having a live in-person commercial Christmas training, February 19th and 20th, coming up in San Antonio. And that includes a lot of things. It's live on our website, redsleighworkshop.com. You can go there and register now to come to the training. It's 2 whole days. And it includes your hotel stay, your food while you're there, and some really in-depth training about commercial Christmas. So if you're on the fence about whether you can move up into commercial Christmas, definitely sign up for the training. We can help you. If you've already been doing some commercial Christmas, we can help you as well. We're going to go in depth about a lot of, I mean, everything you need to know for commercial Christmas. And we also have a hands-on day 2 where Patrick and some of our friends in the industry are going to come together and show you how to put together things like giant trees, some pole decorations. We even have some really amazing products for solar power coming up for this next year. And so that's February 19th and 20th in San Antonio. We're also going to have our friend Heather out there too. I think you're coming, right? I think we got you to come out to also talk in depth
I'll be there.
Yeah, about what she does for her interior design. So that's coming up. The other thing we have coming up very soon is Trans World Christmas Show. So a lot of people, if you're listening, you know about Trans World. You see it all over our pages. You see all the ads coming out for that. We're really excited about Trans World Christmas Show this year. We have the Light series coming up, which is for installers, and it's not as it was previously. In the previous years, there's been a lot of the same type of speakers that have come through. This year, we have some brand new people coming in to talk about some amazing subjects, social media, talking about AI, talking about some interactive displays, RGB, just all kinds of amazing things. And that is going to be March 25th to the 29th. The 25th is going to be the pre-show. And that is going to include some commercial training classes from us, as well as some regular residential installation classes and certifications. So there'll be a bunch of certifications you can get during the Trans World Christmas Show. So you definitely want to sign up on the website. Our pre-show class is not live yet on the website. So you can't sign up there yet, but definitely put it on your calendar that you're going to sign up as soon as it goes live for that commercial training. Patrick, do you want to talk a little bit about our training real quick? Just so I didn't cover everything, I don't think. So.
Yeah, so we're gonna have 4 2-day trainings here in San Antonio. So we've got the first one in February, and I was talking to John out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania today, and he has 219 installs to remove, so he can't make it in February. But luckily, we're gonna have
only 219.
Only 219 to do removal on. So he's going to sign up for our March training, and then I know we have 2 dates in April. I keep telling myself I need to remember what they are, but I haven't yet. So I think I might be able to pull it up right here. April 9th and 10th, April 23rd, 24th, and then March 12th and 13th is the dates. So, um, oh, Stacey's sharing the screen. Perfect. Yeah, you just go to redsleigh.workshop.com. We got a countdown. There it is. February 19th, 20th, March 12th, 13th, April 9th and 10th, and April 23rd and 24th. And we will be having a one-day training in St. Louis. So we have three different options. We have just the main attendee. It's $29.95. And if you want to bring your spouse, your business partner, your lead installer, so every additional person is $14.95. So you get 50% off. And then we do have our executive package. So that comes with a little bit more one-on-one. You get to sit in the front of the class. We're still kind of going through that one a little bit, but it's just a little bit more one-on-one with me and Stacey before and after each class. So the price includes the hotel, the food. We're going to have a social event on the Thursday nights of the each training. And then you're going to get everything that we do to land these jobs. So how we look at RFPs, how we do the artwork, how to read the RFPs. The first time you read the RFPs, they can be super confusing, how to price it. So all the strategies that we use, cold calling, all our calling scripts. I mean, we're going through literally
Not all of them.
Well, not all of them, but
some of them.
95% of them.
What you need to know. Yeah, definitely.
So, and then we even have Heather coming out because like I don't know if anybody saw my video I posted today. We could be, and it's kind of like what she was talking about. She's amazing at interior, but exterior is not her thing. Well, the rest of us are, at least pretty decent or really good at exterior. And then when it comes to anything interior, it's like Charlie Brown's teacher just womp womp. Like, I don't know, my brain just goes silent. So we're going to have every class, we're going to have feature some of Heather's teachings and some of her stuff. So we can kind of get an idea of what she does. And if you're lucky enough to be able to make it to our February training, you'll get to meet her in person. And so, yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Probably
you for that.
April
That's
too.
in depth.
Oh yeah, and then she's gonna be at Transworld. So
yeah, probably April.
Yeah. Oh, in April. Cool. Yeah. So she's gonna be out a couple times. I know we're gonna sneak her into our training at Transworld. But yeah, we're really excited to have her, and she's been a lot of fun to work with over the last couple months, and so it's got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. So.
Yeah, and feel free, anyone who's watching, feel free to get a hold of Patrick and I on any of the social media platforms. Just message us on there. We're the ones who are handling our social media, so we're there answering your questions live. So you can get a hold of us that way. We have our cell phone numbers up there, I think, on our socials. So please just give us a call, text us. We're here, and all our pricing is listed on there as well. So we're not trying to hide any prices there. It's all there on the website. Please go check it out. And if you have any questions about that, just give us a call or text us. So with all that housekeeping out of the way, we're going to dive into Heather's talk here. So how installers actually make six figures in 6 weeks? Like, that's the question, right? So the strategy, and have a conversation about this, what I would love to have. So let's see, I have some questions. All right. So when installers hear like six figures in 6 weeks, I can say it, I promise. And they think it sounds impossible. Like, what would you say for them, like the mindset shift they need when they hear that? Because that's something that a lot of people immediately think, like, what are you talking about? Six figures? No way.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of ways that you could slice and dice this, right? Like, you guys are in a different space than I am as far as revenue. And so you could do, a ton of little jobs, or you can do, 5 really big jobs, right? You could do 5 $25,000 jobs, right? Which is actually not that hard in the interior space, actually. And the other portion that you can add is rentals. Rentals are very lucrative. And so how I see it is, if you're bidding a job and you're already there doing the exterior, well, then add this on, because you can then get the revenue from that too. So this is ultimately potentially six figures on top of what you're already doing. And so it just kind of goes together. And if you don't want to do it yourself, like Patrick, I can tell you kind of get stressed out, even thinking about it. But I can teach you how to sub this out. So I can teach you how to use subcontractors, have them do the work, hire my designers, hire me to help you with the designs, all of that. You can facilitate all of that and still add to your bottom dollar.
Awesome. I am trying to get on Facebook Live to see if there's anyone commenting on anything in there. Patrick, are you able to do that on like your phone or something to see if people are commenting on our live? Because I feel like I don't have access to see it. I'm sorry for just jumping around with this conversation, but I don't want to leave those people, excuse me, that are live asking questions on the side. I just don't have access to it. Do you see it?
Yeah, there's nothing on there. There's 3 people watching.
All right, cool. Well, those 3 people. Hi, 3 people on there.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, now there's 2. Someone got nervous.
Oh, they're like, oh, you're calling us out. All right.
I got nervous.
But no, thank you so much, Heather. That's wonderful. And I mean, think about it. You think about it that way. If you get 4 $25,000 jobs, there's your 100,000, right? And what does that look like? Like a $25,000 hotel job is a couple trees, right? I mean, what does that really look like? Some wreaths, garlands, trees. You're not going to have to do like, I don't know. It's not that complicated, right? We're talking wreaths, trees, garlands, and that's all interior, not even the exterior. Yes. That's a whole separate contract usually.
Right. And when you do rentals, so that's why it's so lucrative, because you already own the product, right? You guys do something similar in the exterior space. Mm-hmm. And so then the revenue, it's just, you're paying for labor, so the profit margin for us, it's large, because all you're doing literally is showing up and decorating some trees, putting some garlands up. It's inside, so you have no weather issues. You have no real electrical issues. I see it easier. I freak out. I can't imagine what it takes to do exterior. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's overwhelming for me. Interior is just easy. We go there, we set it up, we make sure the tree works. I mean, we're girls. Like, we don't know lighting or, anything like that. It's not hard. It's not hard at all to learn this at all. Where the challenge comes in, if you want to get into the luxury space, that's where I focus. That is a little more challenging, because you have to learn the principles of design. You have to learn how to create a luxury look. But if you are sticking more into resorts, hotels, things like that, what I've noticed looking at the decor, that is not luxury trees. You can get away with very easy designs with, some balls and some filler and call it a day. And so I just picked up the Marriott JW Desert Ridge here in Phoenix, and that's what they have this year. So I went and I walked the property, and I was like, I could do this literally like myself. Like,
right, alone.
So easy. This is like dollar store filler and some balls. Like, call it a day. Where I'm used to creating very luxurious trees for very, high net worth individuals, CEOs. So when you're dealing with interior, you're going to have that scope of work, right? And you can choose what speaks to you.
Can you talk a little bit more about your luxury residential clients? Because I do know that some of the people watching do have some like amazing clients that have $10,000 to $20,000 residential projects that they're working on. I hear that a lot, that there's some huge, even more than that, residential exterior jobs that they do, but they have no idea how to go inside and become their vendor for the luxurious, residential side of it. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's my specialty. That's what I teach. So that's primarily where I've hung out for the last 25 years. And so this year, actually, I did more than I wanted to. We did 60 jobs in November, and that is okay. I would rather do less than that, but I just keep getting the calls and I keep taking them. So I can teach how to do that. Or if you just want to do 5 for $25,000, it's all available. Or if you want to start out little and take $1,000 jobs, there's all of that too. And so you can get started in any realm. I can help you in any capacity, or, I do a restaurant for 15,000. I do homes for 12,000. That's not uncommon at all. And again, it's really the same thing over and over and over. Once you learn how to create a luxury tree, you're just duplicating that process over and over, because I have the recipes. I have the blueprint. I have everything that you need to get that done. Once you learn it, you just keep duplicating it over and over. Then you start training your team, your designers, your staff, and then you don't even have to go. And so that's how I have it. So I have 10 designers that work for me, and they go do all the installs. I only go on maybe 5. I think I went on 5 of those 60, and we still have more installs going on in December, but I don't do that. I have lead designers and people that go for me.
And you show up for like the elite ones, like the ones that are
either that
premier
or
installs.
Not. I mean, it just like I train my clients that I'm not going to be there, right? So that they don't lean on me. And that's also when you want to sell your business, you're not selling yourself. You can sell that as an asset because they're buying your company, they're not buying you. And I've learned that in the past. So once I transitioned from like, hey, I'm going to be on every install, which killed me. One year I did 117 homes, went on every single one. I thought I was going to die. I was like, okay, no, I can't do this anymore. This is not sustainable. Right. And so that's kind of how I see it with your industry coming on board and adding interior. You don't have to think about it that way. You don't have to be the one going. I can help you get people trained, but you're still making money doing it. But you'll also know how to do it. So just in case there's an issue, you can go and fix the problem. So,
right.
You'll want to know
that aspect of it. I like the aspect. Like, I don't really want to go out to every job. Obviously, I don't want to do that for any of the projects I'm working on. I would love to have a team go out and do it. And if on my end, I'm the sales side of it, where a lot of our clients are the sales machines, like the owner operators are the ones who are going to meet with the clients. And then they have their team go out and install the exterior project. They could do the same thing by either training people that they learn or go through your program, or they can ask you for help if you have anybody that they can hire that are your network as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I have a full school. So Christmas Design Institute, I teach all over the world. So I have designers in a lot of different states. And I had some of my students fly in this year to help me on some of my jobs. And so they'll travel. So, there's a partnership there where if someone's wanting to take an interior job and they don't have the staffing, we can help out with that. So there's lots of variables. I just have it where, why turn down the business if you already have that client for the exterior? Why not grab the interior too? Right. There's lots of ways to do that, which, like I had mentioned before, I actually didn't take my own advice. I have never taken exterior jobs. I've always gave it away for free, so my clients ask me all the time, every year, hey, who do you know for exterior? And I was like, well, I know this person, here's their phone number. Well, same thing. So, I don't know if I'll add exterior to my service menu, but I can definitely teach the interior part for sure.
Right.
Perfect. We got a question on Facebook here. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. It's Luz Ramirez says, what's one way you find your commercial jobs?
How do you find them?
How do you find your jobs?
Right. So in the interior space, your best referrals are from interior decorators. And of course, there's always cold calling. But with technology and the internet, it's a website. It's really a little bit challenging for me to answer that question because I don't even have a website. I have a Facebook page and I do 6 figures from my Facebook page. And so if you had a website, imagine all the leads that would come in. But for me, I can't take anymore. We're tapped out every season. So I haven't had the need for a website, but cold calling is a source. Getting a website, people are going to find you online and they are looking. They're looking. Or once you get the ball rolling, start asking for referrals. Ask your current clients, hey, who do you know that might be looking for this service? And so you just start networking with the people that you know and people that are in the industry. You can trade leads, things like that. So, commercial, it's not just resorts and hotels. I've done office spaces. I've done all kinds of, banks. There's all kinds of things out there. So if you're in a referral network, a leads program, like BNI, I don't know if people know what that is, but it's Business Network International. Tons of work in those types of groups because they are all working in a commercial space.
Yeah.
So
Right. I think that's something we get a lot of questions about. I get that question every time I'm talking to anybody who wants to start working in commercial. How do we find the leads? How do we find the clients? And cold calling is always my answer. And nobody wants to hear it because a lot of these places, they're looking and they may be Googling something, but they're getting people coming to them. Right. So the hotels, the resorts, the marketing people, they're getting inundated with people going to them. If you're the installer or the lighting person or the interior person, you have to find it. Like you said, through the interior designer, they're florists. Sometimes that's most of the resorts and places are like the florists are the ones handling it. And so I could talk to the florist, but cold calling is usually the way that I do it. Like ultimately, I mean, yes, referrals, that's good. All the networking is you have to show up. You have to show up for as your business, and everywhere you are, you're your business. But cold calling is really the thing. Is really, especially in the local area. So wherever Luis Ramirez is, whatever town you're in, you're right now is the time. This month, the entire month of December and the first week of January is the time to look all around every neighborhood shopping center, every restaurant you go to, every hotel you you drive by, go inside and look at what they have, take photos, and just start researching where you want to install. Because if they have decor up, then they need an installer. Even if they own it, they need someone to install it. So just start making your list. And that's the best advice that I could give to anyone is now is the time to start, like right now. You don't have to wait. Everything's up now. And they want to hear from you now. They want to hear from you now. They want to hear from you because you have to get on their bidders list, or they have to get bids for next year, or they want to change it, or they're upset with their current installer. Like I can't tell you how many times I've gone just randomly cold calling somebody, and they're like, "Thank goodness you called. Like we can't stand our installer. They did da 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 wrong," and like just perfect timing, right? So if you start doing it now, you could have those instances and get those projects happening now. So that's my advice.
Well, here's the thing. For me, I have a different experience than Stacey. So I've actually never picked up the phone. I've never done a cold call. However, in the interior space, once you become established and you're working with high net worth individuals, right? Chances are they probably own an office somewhere. And I can't tell you how many of my clients I do both. I do their commercial office space and I also do their home. I do their personal home. And so then guess what? When you're in that luxury space, birds of a feather flock together, right? So then they're like, hey, they come over for their Christmas party and they have all this, CEOs and people that also have commercial spaces, office spaces, things like that. Then they're like, hey, who did your holiday decor? So for me, I've always worked by referral. I've never had to do that. So I've been blessed that way. However, I have, sort of reached a cap. I think if I want to scale, then I would have to start implementing some marketing strategies. And that's exactly what we're doing for 2026. So for the first time, I'm actually going to pick up the phone and start cold calling some hotels and resorts because I'm ready to go that direction. So there's tons of ways to get business. There's so much business out there. Stacey and I talked about that. Mm-hmm. There's room for everybody in this industry. And all you need to do is just go get it. It's just go get it.
Yeah, it's there for you. So, Patrick, anything chiming in for this at all? Do you have anything to chime in on?
Well, I would say that's one of the biggest things going from residential to commercial is residential. You're, advertising like crazy and you're just getting a bunch of leads and you're qualifying your leads, where commercial, you have to go find a lot of it. So you can get some commercial leads from your advertising, but most of it's going to be from your cold calling, from your, signing up for the websites to get the RFPs, RFQs. Mm-hmm. That's a majority of where your work's going to come from. And that's a big thing because in the residential side, you're just you're advertising on Facebook, you're advertising all these different places, and people are Googling Christmas lights on my house or whatever. And then they're seeing your ad and they're giving you a call, or you get their information. You might get one or two leads, like I said, commercial, but most of it's going to be you having to go out and do the cold calling, which, if you've never done it before, I had not done it before this year. It's not that difficult. We had a question from the same gentleman again saying, what do you say in the first cold call you do? Let's say March, when it's not Christmas time. Honestly, uh, Stacey is the best at that, so she's probably the best to answer that question. But yeah, what do you say in your cold call? I mean, my brain goes to, hey, my name's Patrick. I work for Red Sleigh Workshop. We want to give you a competitive bid for your Christmas lights. And
There you
then
go.
they'll
That's
come
it.
back. I
That's how
mean,
simple
literally,
it is.
that's it.
Yeah,
And
literally that's it. But the thing is getting the right person on the phone. That's
yeah,
that's the part, because nowadays there's answering services, there's virtual assistants, there's all these ways. If you have the right person on the phone, then you're gonna be able to ask that question. Like, are you the person in charge of holiday for whatever place you're calling? And then if they say yes, okay, great. I'm Stacey with Red Sleigh Workshop. We're your local Christmas lighting company. We'd love to give you a competitive bid for your whatever project. And that's pretty much it, because they in the commercial space, um, if it's a shopping center or a city or one of those places, if cities don't have an RFP, then they have somebody on their staff that's handling it, and they don't want to deal with it. Like, they want a company to come in and take care of it for them, and they usually have a budget, most likely have a budget to do that, and so they need to get multiple bids. If it most A lot of it's over $50,000, then you have to get three bids. Sometimes it's $10,000, depending on what city or what place you're talking to, and you could be one of those three bidders. And a lot of times you're going to be bidding and be one of those three and never get the job. But that's part of what you do. Like, in this industry, it's part of what it is. You're one of the three bids, and you may be just a throwaway bid that they got, but at least you did it. You got the experience of learning how to do that bid and put it in, with the city or the shopping center, whoever it is. But the cold calling part of it just is finding the right person. And they say whoever they are, those marketing gurus, they say that it takes 9 to 10 touches before you can even get that person to respond to you or get them on the phone. So that would be like, one touch would be you call the front office and you get their name, and then you leave a message on their voicemail. Some people, they'll argue with me all day long about this. They say, don't leave voicemails anymore. Nobody listens to voicemails. I'm going to always leave a voicemail. Always leave a voicemail, because even if they just see my name on their phone, because my phone shows me my voicemails now. I don't even listen to them. I read them. It says the person's name. Like, they're going to see your name. It's all psychological, right? Like, that's one touch, is they saw my name in the voicemail, or they heard my name in the voicemail. They may not call me back, but then they'll get an email from me the next day that says the same thing I said in the voicemail. That's the second touch. Then I'll call again. That's the third one. Then I may send another email, or I may stop by and try to get an appointment with them. Like, it says to not give up, even at 10 times of trying to reach out to them. Because if you know that they're the person, they have to deal with it sometime. They have to go to bid, or they have to sign up, or they have to renew their contract. And so if you're persistent, and you're on the forefront of their mind, they'll think, okay, it's time for Christmas. Gosh, Stacey's contacted me 100 times. I'm going to let her bid this. And that's it, because they
what
have
if
to
they
get it
haven't
done.
blocked you by then?
I mean, they might block me, but wouldn't be the first time. I'm just kidding. I've never had that happen that I know of. Maybe they blocked me, so I don't know. But no,
No,
everyone's happy to talk to the Christmas people.
yeah,
Always. No one's
yeah,
really
yeah.
upset with us until the lights don't work. Then they're mad.
Right.
But besides that, like, everyone wants to talk to the Christmas people, because if you think about it, if there's a project manager or someone that works at the city or something, they're dealing with vendors that are like the electrician or the roofer, or they're dealing with the concrete people, or if it's a shopping center, then one of the tenants upset about their door not closing correctly, or the AC is broken, or whatever it might be. And they get a call from the Christmas person, like, we're the fun people. We get to make it look amazing, and it's really a fun thing to do. And so I every time before I pick up the phone, I think, like, this person can't wait to talk to me. Right. And then, sometimes they do, sometimes they wait, but most of the time it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some great advice. We just had a question. Well, we had a question come in a couple minutes ago from Heather. Um, she said, "What is your advice on naming your business? Do you recommend having a Christmas/holiday name as the business name?"
ask, Heather, if you're listening, do you have a business now and what's the name? That's what I want to know first. So then I can give a better answer. What do you think, other Heather?
Me?
Yeah.
My personal opinion, I mean, you want your name to describe what you do. I would also, what I've been told in the marketing world is not to use your own name. And again, that goes back to selling your asset, right? Like if you ever want to sell your business, you don't want your name to be attached to that. You want it to be a sellable thing. And so I would choose something that describes, something cheery or, just a descriptive name of, so people know as soon as, like mine is Elves to the Rescue. I'm describing exactly what I'm doing. Your guys' Red Sleigh workshop. You know what it is. Like it's Christmas. You might not know exactly what it is, but it's Christmas, right? So you're not going to call them for like a phone service or something. You know what I mean? Like you want it to be descriptive, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, she just commented that she said, "It is my name, Heather Hagen." I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Heather Hagen Design. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Heather does like an interior design or something like that, makes sense for that. But I would definitely recommend picking a lighting name or a Christmas name. So some people, it happens a lot. People who have like, oh, sorry, go ahead, Heather.
Oh, well, like I have Heather's Holiday Handbook. So I did incorporate my name into that. And there's a referral partner that I work with here in Phoenix, and their company is Margie May's Christmas. So you can use a name. That's okay because he's Scott. He's the owner, Scott. But it was Margie May's. I think it was like his grandmother or a grandmother or something that originally started it. So it's not to say that you can't use a name, but it just depends on how big do you want to go, and I think a personal name is harder to sell. And that's just my opinion. But it's not to say that you can't do that, or incorporate, if it's Heather something designs, incorporate holiday magic or something, with Christmas, unless you're doing interior decorating or you're an interior designer and you're just adding interior decorating to your service menu. That's different too. That's not your focus like me, because I don't do any interior design or interior. I'm not picking paint, carpet, nothing. You don't want me doing that. Just trees. That's it.
And you never really want the paint to match the trees, I've heard. That's not the thing.
No, I actually don't do that. I do what I'm told. So I present themes, but I very rarely match my trees to the actual decor of the home.
Right.
I mean, we're doing more Christmas themes, I guess. We're the fun. We bring in the fun, the magic, the cheery, You don't want more of what you have all year long. Right.
Right. Patrick, what's your opinion on the name?
I agree. Like, she said thank you, by the way. But if someone looks at your name and they don't know what you do, then it makes it kind of hard. So if it was Heather Hagen Holiday Designs or Designs, and then you just have a holiday portion of it that you can advertise, that would be great. But when I look at business names, if I can't figure out, there's a store here in the great state of Texas, and it's called Specs, and it's got a picture of a rabbit with glasses on. They sell alcohol,
lots of booze,
and so many people think it's a place to go get your glasses.
Yeah, optometrist or something.
Yeah, that's just.
I thought that too. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, most people when they first come here, they're like, "Man, that's a big store to go get your glasses at." And I'm like, "Well, you go in there and buy
beer goggles."
Yeah, exactly. You won't need any glasses after a couple.
No,
maybe that's what they meant with that. Like,
maybe
get your specs on. Get your
I mean, there's
eyes
probably
on.
some more meaning to it, but yeah, I mean, they should know what you do.
I like that idea, like Heather Hagen Holiday Designs. I think that'd be a good like DBA. Like if it's Heather Hagen Designs, then it would be like it would be Hagen Holiday Designs.
You could have another like that. Subsection of your company doing just the holiday designs for that time of the year if you're just doing regular designs. So yeah, I mean, they just need to know what you do. So,
and part of it too is, sorry, go ahead.
People look at our name, Red Sleigh Workshop. It's probably a little confusing. They think they're going to go to the North Pole and hang out with Santa or something and build
They
some.
can though. We have
Yeah,
Santa
but
on our
that's
team.
fun.
I mean, we
That's
do know
fun.
Santa.
We do have a Santa and we know him.
Yeah, we know you.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with all the answers there. There's a great question. We've had some really good questions so far. Keep asking. Um, is there
Yeah.
more?
I'm going to jump in to say that what I've learned from some of my marketing friends, and if you come to Transworld Christmas show in March, there's going to be a great speaker that's talking about marketing and Google ads and your Google My Business page and all that whole thing that's really confusing to owner operators. It's very confusing to most of the people that I consult with because they don't want to deal with that. Like they're out there doing the work. They don't want to deal with their Google page. But when it comes to your keywords on your website and your Google page, if you don't have anything that has to do with Christmas or lighting or anything in the name or even on your site, then you're not going to come up under those searches. And that's one thing that's really important, I believe. I can't speak too much about it because I don't have that much experience, but that's one thing that I've heard. So when I have him on, I think he's coming on next, probably in January. But when I have the speaker on for that, we'll talk more about that. But I believe that's something that you would want to consider as well.
Is that Zeke?
Zeke. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Heather said my goal is to offer 3 different types of services: seasonal decorating, organizing, and interior design.
Ooh.
And she was thinking about separating out the seasonal part as its own brand / name, and that's why she had asked the question. So
And I believe she has her intuition, I believe, is in the right direction.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Heather.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So
I wanted to actually revert back for 1 second and just tag on to what you guys were saying, because I have a tip. I don't know if it will help people or not, but what I've done in the past is when I'm looking for a new job in the resort or hotel world, I actually go to the hotel and visit and see what the existing decor is. And then I ask right there, hey, who handles your decor? Who's your destination services manager? Who is in charge? Who do I talk to? And I literally get that email. And so you're going directly to the source. And furthermore, I even ask, are they here? Are they available? And sometimes you get them right there.
Right.
And they come out and you're like, hi, you just introduce yourself and say, I was just looking at your holiday decor here. Are you open for bids? Are you in a contract? What's your situation here? And so I go to the situations that and the locations that they're like my dream clients. So I have like a bucket list. I have things that, clients that I would love to add, to the clients that I have. And I just keep working on that every year. Some of them are in contract. So I write down, okay, their contract is up, in 2027 or whatever, so that I know. So I don't know if that helps anybody, but that's what I do.
Oh yeah, that's great. I mean, that's what we tell everybody is, hey, this is the time of year that you start prospecting, so you can go look at what they're doing currently, take pictures, and then if you can get a hold of someone, I mean, most of the time they're, it's nighttime, their lights are on. But if you can get a hold of someone that night and talk to them, then that's great. Or you just write everything down, put it in a folder, and then come the next day, next business day, you can call or the exact same thing that you're talking about. I mean, right now is the time to be prospecting. So yeah, it's that's great.
And now's the time to go look at the decor. So if you have a bucket list client, now's the time to go see what they've got going on, and you can kind of gauge. Like I went to the Marriott and I was like, oh my God, but they called me. So, I got lucky there, but I went, he said, go tour the property and see what we have going on. I was like, oh yeah, you need some help. But, I would never have thought that they would have called me. And it's ironic because I actually did the very first wedding at that resort. And so it's kind of come full circle for me. So
that's awesome.
The first wedding when?
20 years ago.
Wow.
When that resort opened. I had their account. They were a house account of mine. And when it was first built, and we did the very first wedding there, but then I sold my flower shop. So I didn't pursue the holiday decor. I don't know why, but whatever. So here we are.
All of that history. Yeah. So people usually have questions about pricing. That's a big deal for some people when it comes to that. they don't know how to price things. They don't know how, how to price out product or their labor and things like that. Like, what would be a suggestion you would give them? Just something to, I mean, of course, take your class, come to our training,
Yeah.
come to your training, invest in
Yeah.
yourself. That's my first advice. But I think that's one thing that people always want to know, like, what do I do for pricing?
Right. So I do teach that in my school. So I have a business academy through Christmas Design Institute, and I have templates, but probably the similar in your space. And we've talked about this, Stacey, like how do you decide what your bottom dollar, what do you want to profit from these jobs? And sometimes you don't have the exact luxury to say, I want to profit, $20,000 from this job. In my experience, sometimes they will set the price. So there's actually several ways you can slice and dice this, but for me, that's kind of what I teach. And so you go through the process. What are they going to get? A 12-foot tree, I have recipes. So you kind of work backwards. So I have price points that I already know work for a 12-foot tree. It's how much decor is it, lightly, medium, or heavy decorated? There's different, price points for that. How many garlands, so you just go through the list of things that you're going to be providing. And then I already have the prices for that. So you just add it up, give them the bid, lickety spit, you're done. Or they might say, I have $25,000. That's our budget. What can you do? And then you work backwards from there. So, and you can decide if you want to take that job based on that scenario or not. So there's 3 ways that you actually can bid a job. And we sometimes just do the labor. So I do it hourly. And I have a minimum. We have a 3-hour minimum for a job. We have $1,000 minimum. And, but when you're first getting started, go do a tree for $500, get some experience under your belt. I did that for many years. I probably undersold myself, but that's how I learned. And that's how other people are going to learn in the beginning too. So with all of our guidance, maybe they don't have to go through so much learning that we had to go through.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great
Yeah,
point.
let's get to the higher jobs faster.
Right. So tell me a little bit more about your training, like your online course that you have. Just kind of give us a high level overview of that for people who are wondering.
Okay. So Christmas Design Institute, we have 3 courses available right now. One is a business academy, one is a decorating academy, and that's where you learn how to do the luxury trees, the recipes, garlands, wreaths, like any decor, anything that you're going to put in the home, how to buy it, go to market, all that kind of scenarios, principles of design, how to do it, right? And you can do it certified, or you can just do it just to go through the course. Certification is where you actually send in videos. I critique them. I know at the end if I'm offering a certificate of completion or a certificate to you, a certified certification, I know I have confidence that you're going to go out there and you're going to be able to go into a home and make a beautiful design. That's the goal, right? And then we have a tree course. So that's just focused on trees. So the Business Academy is all the nuts and bolts like we just talked about. That's, how to get clients, pricing, things like that, writing a bid. So there's 3 different components to it.
Nice. And so would you say most of the people that take your course are people who are brand new or people who have been in Christmas a while? What do you think for your people you train?
It's all over the board, actually. And so if you go to my website, christmasdesigninstitute.com, we have a choice. You can go 2 paths. One path is just for the casual decorator, maybe somebody that wants to do their tree in their own home. And that would be, the decorating course for them, or the tree course. If you want to go and do this as a business, I have existing business people that come and they're already doing it. They just want to level up, or they want to get more into the luxury space. And, so we teach it all. There's something for everybody. And even if you're an interior decorator and you want to add this to your service menu of interior design, you've just never done holiday, they're very different. And so there isn't really any other place that you can go to get the training that I provide. And it's all comprehensive. So I literally teach everything you need to know about interior decorating across the board. So 25 years of experience, I have a lot to share.
Do you get a lot of residential installers that are coming through your courses?
For exterior?
Yeah, yeah, like people who are like what I came up through as exterior, and then just confused as all get up when we go into the interior.
Yes.
Trial by
And
fire, trial by fire.
Yeah. So actually what happens is I have couples come to the school. So the wife wants to do the interior and the husband wants to do the exterior. And so, or business partners like Trevor and I partnered up and you guys partnered up, so you have like the girl and the guy and they take each part of it. Or I have students that are, doing a wreath business and they sell on Etsy, and they want to take their level of experience and, they're already designers, but they're not going in and decorating luxury homes. They're just selling online and selling, decor like DIY. I don't really do anything DIY, by the way. So I don't really teach that. I really teach the principles of design and how to create luxury spaces.
so you don't make garland out of pool noodles?
No, no,
Her face.
no. If it doesn't go in a high luxury home, I'm not doing it.
I mean, there's so many videos on TikTok of these crazy things people do. They go to these stores and they're like, we can get all this and do this. And I love watching them, but I'm like, that is not something I ever want to do. Oh man, it's so funny.